spectator. I am not a competitor in the tournament. I was going to, but then Summer was like, "Yo, cast." I was like, "Hey, I heard Jay wasn't able to cast," so I'm like, you know, I was gonna begrudgingly accept into the tournament and get a few matches, but sadly, Jay not showing up, I ended up uh, volunteering for the casting. I used to do a bit of Brood War casting. It was pretty fun. I seemed like I was too analytical though, not enough humor. I tried to be, but it was like I don't know. I'm just always so concerned with how the match is going. Wow, quick loading. This is the kind of thing we want to fucking see. He may be from Australia, folks, but he knows how to fucking load a match. All right, Patcharo and Muv-Love is Love. Muv-Love is actually a series. I've read the visual novels, each one. Um, you know it. So it's a series of visual novels. So I suspect he's hiding his power level. Okay, we got three people. First person, Muv-Love is Love. Nerazim, Swarm, and Infested. Okay, great. We're going to see a double Infested. I can see the creep. Alright, folks, I'll be back in 20 minutes. We don't need to watch this match. Just imagine people selecting their queen, hitting the W key, and then the R key. And eventually they're going to hit the C key, and then when there's too much C key, they're going to hit the T key. That's basically how it goes. It's fine. Okay, whatever. So they're both playing Infested. Yeah, so Muv-Love, they have three races. They both got Infested. Not a lot to say here. Infested, gosh, my opinion on Infested, they're pretty good, and not for good reasons. I think they do things that are annoying, and that's kind of just their premise. But they encapsulate a lot of the things that make me think, wow, StarCraft 2 looks like a really stupid game. So when I see that, right, when I think the reasons why I didn't play StarCraft 2 from Brood War, you kind of would look at some of the things Infested have. The main thing being the Nidus Worm and the drop pods for the whatchamajiggers that come out of the sky that they can do. Those are pretty annoying things, right? But also the Changeling is a mechanic where you have to click it to kill it. Detectors don't get it, and it just like has a way to start instant killing your units. So it can even be used with like some roaches to just attack you. Looks like I have my colors fucking up again. This was something that was happening the other day, but see how his freaking thing is red, but everything else is orange? Yeah. Not like that's confusing, considering... Oh, wait, no. What the hell? Yeah, see, it's Patcharoos, right? But yet I'm red. But the other guy's red. That's fucked up. Anyway, we're gonna look at the builds, try to keep this as, I'd say professional, but I'm not a professional man. So he's spreading creep, perhaps a little too virulently, if we're going to be honest. No expansion. And I suspect, right, because of it being a mirror, getting an expansion and not punishing an expansion in a mirror is just kind of like losing. So, Kyosuke here, we call him Kyosuke, even though he's Muv-Love. We'll call him Muv-Love. Muv-Love is an alright series, especially the third visual novels where it really picks up. Alternative, I believe it is. Not Unlimited was kind of lame, and Extra. Let's not talk about Extra for any visual novel readers out there. Like 90% of people, as in, you know, the 10 people watching are like fucking anime shit. So the Roach is scouting. This is good. I fear, though, that our good friend Patcharo just is going to be unaware of how the situation is supposed to work. The Roach, oh, almost made it up. But again, infested commanders can kind of poop on roaches really hard. So it kind of nullifies the need to even get roaches, right? And the only thing that he has going here, which I suspect he won't utilize, is his tech, right? Because right here, he's just now getting his Roach Warren Kyosuke, right? Whereas Mr. Orange Man already has a Roach Warren, so he would have to go like one base into tech, essentially. So that's kind of what we need to see if he expects to kind of remain competitive here, is to use tech, get some early corruptors or some maggots or something, some sort of tier 2 tech to get it done. We don't see a hatchery, so that's good. I like this. I like this fact. And it looks like Kyosuke is coming in here with the Changeling. Or no, he's coming in. Yeah, it is a Changeling. So that's good. They just kill workers instantly by shooting a thing at them. I don't know. That seems stupid to me. But, because every other race has, like, some way to, like, stop it, right? Whereas, if you have roaches and, like, a Changeling, they could just run up to your workers, shoot the Changeling infection at them, and then kill them. Like, that's the only thing you can do, right? Like, I don't agree with that premise personally. But here we see the roaches pushing in. But again, those infested commanders and the roaches in the back, or the roaches in the front and the infested commanders in the back, are just going to do too much along with the defensive abilities of the spawn baneling. So this is the right choice. It's just that given the matchup, it's practically impossible to like break someone whenever they go infested commanders because of how powerful of a defensive unit they are. Not only to in infested versus infested, but just in any matchup in general. So that was the appropriate move to go in for the break. But I mean, what can you really do, right? And here we see the income, just a huge disparity here, practically doubling. Well, I guess not doubling. It's about 850 to what, 700? Fuck it, numbers are changing too much. That doesn't matter. The point is, he has more money than the other dude, and it's pretty significant. Now it's double. 16 versus 8. 2 8s equals a 16. That is math and science. You can't argue with that. I am really pissed off at this one changeling, or not changeling, this one feederling being red. Jesus Christ. Okay, I don't know why that's been happening, but it has. So here we see a worm. So he's pretty safe against all ends. More eggs. Let's see. What sort of things are being produced here? An infestation. So he could be going for more infested stuffs. He doesn't have any ground upgrades. So let's see if that infestation ends up doing anything. Potentially not. Okay. I guess not. Nothing. We see creep tumors, egg clusters, feederlings, infested ground attack. So he actually is going for ground attack here, Mr. Orange Man. So that's fine. So it looks like he's not going to be doing anything too cheeky with infested Terrans. Oh, here we go. An infested colony. Where's this fucking infested colony? Here it is. So this is going to be a little annoying. Hopefully, Patcharo will see this, but again, this is just one of those stupid things about infested where it's like, oh, well, you didn't know they were proxying you? Sorry, here's a bunch of fucking units. Pretty annoying. Very, very deceptive for newer players, too, because it's one of those things that's like, well, how do you deal with it? You don't have to know what's coming. And, you know, that I think that's always kind of a dangerous a game to play with balance is, well, how do you beat it? You just have to know how to beat it, right? Is this... Oh, that's Kyosuke's unit, so let's say this would be a really good... Very intuitive scout for Mr. Patcharo or Aussie from down under, apparently. Didn't know he was Aussie till now. That's fine. More infested commanders. So if he spreads this creep, he might actually get a glimpse of this. The only problem is that with spreading the creep, it's actually going to make the infested Terran traverse speed a little faster as they move faster on creep, all infested. So here we go with some units. He might have kind of blocked himself out, so these infested in the back are just going to form more of a line. Not what you want to see. Funnily enough, infested, I don't think do too well against infested stuff. I don't mean in general, right? But I mean like infested Terran stuff, I should specifically say. So, again, you know, it's very annoying to have this sort of thing happen to you. And often what you want to do is just wait it out, even though that's sort of been... waiting it out is a lot harder now with the recent change, because now when you wait it out, essentially the colonies are the ones burning down, so they don't stay permanently anymore. And it looks like he's just making a lot of roaches, but I think the front door has come down. Some of these tech buildings that are doing the wall here are a little much, and Kyosuke is also supporting this with arachnids, so that's pretty good. You know, hanging out behind the big wall of meat here, that's kind of what you want. And Kyosuke also going for a third base. So even if this fails, which, you know, it always could, he's still going to end up having a pretty sizable economic advantage. I imagine the income disparity, you know, that boost of income disparity that we saw earlier, Kyosuke is really riding that out and kind of making things just go further. And we don't see any form of harass or drops or anything at any of these bases. Just full bases, tons of ship mining, lots of money. He controls all the dosh, all the resources on the map. It's fine. Looks like Patcharo is patrolling here. That's fine, just in case. Okay, so I think this game is decided pretty quick. Thankfully, it was quick, with it being an infested versus infested. The last thing we want to see. It would have been nice to see these maggots out a little earlier, right? Back when he had the units. Now he has them out, but I fear that it might be too little too late. But see, if those were out earlier, right, he went straight for like maggots, like straight into maggots with a bunch of roaches and pushes. Oh, Patcharo is left. That's fine. You know, these things happen, right? We got proxied by that cheeky stuff. Pretty strong, right? If you don't know it's coming, you'll just lose. I'm convinced of that. You just have to know and like scout out the area. There's not really any other way to handle that, in my opinion.